civilmedia.mk. Slobodno, nezavisno, otvoreno.
Okay, hi David in Frinche. It's been a long time we haven't met each other.
Way too long.
Yeah, way too long. And you're a correspondent in Moscow.
Yep.
And working for NOS and many other Dutch media, as far as I remember, or only NOS?
No, nowadays it's only NOS. I mean, this is big country with a lot of stuff, so that's not possible to work for several media. So it's only NOS, the Dutch public broadcaster, doing television, radio, and online. So it's quite a pile of work anyhow.
Yeah, well, how's life in Moscow? Being a journalist, a correspondent, you were traveling every other day through a vast territory of Russia and the former Soviet republics, and now you're stuck in your apartment. How's life?
Well, boring. You know, as you said, I'm used to go around pretty much. I try to do that as much as possible, but now I cannot leave my apartment. Well, only for buying food and medicine. Fortunately, I don't need medicine, or to walk the dog, but unfortunately, I have two cats, so I cannot walk them. So it's basically boring. Of course, I'm online trying to follow the news as good as possible. And I do some reports every now and then, but only, radio reports, because I cannot go to studio. Well, I can do Skype talks with television, but since the attention in Holland is mainly directed, of course, to the situation in the country itself and surrounding countries or countries in Western Southern Europe, there is not a lot of attention for Russia. So that's how it is, and that's quite boring.
How are people of Moscow coping with the new measure, the lockdown?
Well, it's difficult to say yet because it only started today. But what I notice is that what I can see from my window, there's no one in the street. Basically, only every now and then someone walking by with a shopping bag. There is still traffic that's still allowed. You can still enter and exit Moscow by car. So that is to a certain level going on. But it's very complicated because you cannot leave your apartment, and especially for older people, it's not so easy, to go out, to also try to protect themselves. And although there is a kind of compensation for people, it is of course financially going to be a huge problem because people are going to lose their jobs. They get some compensation, which is by far not enough to pay the rent. So it's going to be very difficult if this is going to last for a couple of weeks.
All right, but the situation in Russia is already rather complicated, speaking financially, economically. Do you believe that there will be a lot of social cases that will be struck by the coronavirus?
Yes.
And how is the health system coping with the challenge?
Well, for now, it seems to be working okay, although it's always extremely difficult here in Russia to determine what is true and what is not true. I mean, if you look at the figures of people officially recognized as infected by coronavirus, they're still pretty low compared to countries like Spain and Italy, but also the Netherlands and Germany. It's around 1,500 until now. So that's for a huge country like Russia with 45 million inhabitants, still pretty low. Meaning also that there is not yet a huge burden for hospitals, but the numbers are rising. And it seems that Russia is a bit on the end of the line of the whole cycle of corona. So it might be that it's going to be more and more and more. And then you have to make a distinction between Moscow, the capital, where the medical system, the hospital are still more or less okay, or that also counts for a city like St. Petersburg and the other really big cities in Russia. But as soon as you leave the big cities, it's dramatically bad. So if the virus really spreads there, then it's going to be disastrous.
Well, that's not a great picture. Just one more question about the fake news. We here in North Macedonia are suffering from the spread of the coronavirus, but we somehow control it here. The system has shown that it is capable of coping with the situation, but the outbreak of the fake news is really tremendous. How is it in Moscow, in Russia?
Well, you see that also here, but not on a huge scale. I think when crisis appears, people tend to very much rely on sources they trust, which is, well, in Russia mainly state-owned media. And of course, the state tries to avoid any kind of panic. I mean, moreover, they're vastly underestimating what is in fact going on. But there's not a lot of people, I have a feeling, that really believe, well, these huge numbers, or let's say that it's on purpose spread virus by the Americans or the Chinese or God knows whom. I mean, they're pretty down to the ground. But again, the official information is well, hardly reliable. But still, I think they're doing that to avoid panic, and they cannot just hide the enormous impact it has on the country. I mean, the capital is locked down, the borders are closed. In other parts of the country, shops don't work. Of course, there is no gatherings, there is no sports matches, there is no theater. So, if how it looked like 2 weeks ago, Putin, the president, still said everything is under control. Well, they cannot continue saying that because the whole country is cut off.
Yeah, right. Right, thank you so much. Stay safe and find as much as amusement as possible in your apartment. And whenever you're bored, please do call us.
Okay, I'll go hug the cats now.
All right, do that. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Civilmedia.mk. Slobodno, nezavisno, otvoreno.